Welcome to Tap into Data.
Jared, how's your week been?
It's been good. It's been busy. Just celebrating the success of our first episode of the podcast. Ready to record the second. Living the
Well,
dream.
cheers. Cheers to our whiskey as a reflection talk after our guests. So, yeah, it was good last week with Gurmeet. Lots to talk about, lots to unpack. I think the biggest takeaway from that thing was he's doing a lot in all the industries. I think 20 minutes, 25 minutes probably wasn't long enough with
Yeah,
him. So I'm sure we will have him back probably for a series, B, C, and D maybe. Next one might be in Clean Power in June, maybe an
yeah,
in-person
he'll certainly
session.
be recurring. That's for sure. And I think especially like those live sessions with Gurmeet, they're gonna be long episodes. All of a sudden you're gonna have like a 45-minute session because there's just so much good stuff to cover there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Talking to him this week about it, he felt like he missed a few things. There's a few things that he's working on in the industry that we're definitely going to touch on next time. Polish them up a little bit, and they'll be ready for everyone's ears to hear what else he's doing.
That's good. We're gonna be fighting for time now pretty soon.
I know we
We've
have to
booked
extend
up,
this thing.
booked solid.
Yeah, we have to do these every other day. Put our
Yeah, that's
full-time
all right.
career on pause for a minute.
I mean, full-time podcasters, and we might have to not always drink. Then that might become a problem.
Yeah, there might be a problem with the families.
So, how was your week? What were you up to besides catching up with Gurmeet a little more and
Yeah, I
planning
got a lot
for
of
something next week? You got some travel coming up or something?
Yeah, next week heading to PDAC. It sounds like it's the largest mining convention in the world. So, gonna meet up with a few folks there. It's in Toronto. Mining for me is a new industry, so not really familiar with it. Trying to do some research. The nice thing is with all the investments going on right now up in Canada, mining is one of the key areas of focus for funding. So I found out just before when I logged into this was that Ontario is going to be the largest funded location in the world here in the next couple of years. So should be a pretty good event. I've been told there's upwards of 25-ish thousand people, so it's going to be very similar to some of the events we've been to together in the U.S., where you walk in, you get overwhelmed, and you kind of just, hey man, it's bananas. Let's let's get out of here
It's
and go somewhere
bananas.
else.
My favorite saying
Bananas.
for conferences is
Yeah.
it's either just like a normal meet and greet kind of conference, or it's bananas.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've definitely been to a few of those ones that were bananas. Some because they just happen to be big, or some because we just happen to make it bananas. So it's always a toss
Yeah.
up.
It's the ones we always talk about. The quiet ones are the ones that we seem to forget and kind of think, were we there together or weren't we there? Because definitely when we're together, yeah, things are bananas.
Make a
How about you?
splash.
What do you got? What do you got going on next week?
Not too much. Next week is a week of catch up. I have my youngest daughter's first birthday is tomorrow, so I'm gonna make it an early week and check out for the day tomorrow, and then few things going on next week. Kind of get caught up on stuff, and then I get to go to North Carolina the week after that, which will be fun. So going out there for some meetings and get to see my sister and her fiance, which will be fun as well. So a little bit of travel, and then yeah, back to the grind. So
Nice. Now, I think you were talking about working on some sort of a drone dock trailer concept for data acquisition for remote locations. Work on that next week, and are you going to have it ready for our next podcast? Because I think should be our next topic of conversation is how these things are going to start automating some of the workflow practices, and especially in these remote locations where deploying people just gets harder and harder.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's been fun. So we've done one dock trailer deployment, and are now getting a lot of interest. So we kind of did one as a pilot project, and got the second trailer coming into the shop tomorrow, and yeah, it'll be fun to kind of tell that story about what the difference we're seeing in the efficiencies of dock use across a bunch of different industries that are really grabbing onto that concept of remote operations, kind of consistent monitoring, whether it be construction or utilities or mining, which obviously I'm sure will be a topic of conversation next week for you. So being able to just kind of share what we're doing and how we're doing it, because we just last week, I was down in Colorado at Geo Week, and it's pretty incredible to know that like a year and a half ago, probably a little over a year and a half ago, I started working with the Dock platform and kind of just seeing what the capabilities are. And it was like not talked about a lot, wasn't a huge interest of people, didn't really make sense. But now with where the technology has come and with the ability to do mobile deployments and kind of standalone systems, like it's a game changer. Like that's all everyone can talk about, and some pretty large players that are really excited about what docks can do and how they could scale efficiency with adding hardware and still keep that, smaller kind of close knit specialized team of operators. So yeah, it'll be fun to dive into that. And that's another one I'm sure by the end of it we'll reflect and be like, yeah, we probably could have made that 3.5 hours, but no one wants to listen to Jared talk for 3.5 hours. So, doing my best. But I also
You
have a,
probably
well, a
forget what
little
you're supposed to talk about.
I
Get
mean,
down the
that's,
get down the Jared rabbit hole and all of a sudden forget where we're going with
yeah,
things.
like wait, oh, are we recording? Wait, what?
I forgot about Geo Week last week because yeah, you met some folks that I made introductions to from Atlantic Canada.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get them on a podcast later on this summer. Because that is one of the things I was asked about this week was can we get these things into Canada? What does it take to outfit a system like this, and how many do you need to cover a certain geographical territory? And then going on to, hey, currently we have a number of pilots that are out in the field 8 hours, 10 hours a day, and then moving back to accommodations to upload and transfer data and look at things manually. To, hey, if we get one of these, or say a series of them, can how many can we run with just one individual person, say in a control center, right? So now you're taking a handful of people who are in the field. We won't get into the whole like health and safety and potential hazards there. Um, to now one person into a controlled environment, right? Keeping the hardware out in the field, using renewable energy as a power source with a backup system, um, and then allowing them to deploy on an ad need basis versus just being out there continually doing a scope of work, which, as we know, using the right automated systems and tooling technology, you can get that down to a much more effective and efficient execution plan. So, yeah, we'll see. Maybe we can get these guys on the phone once we get their systems out there and get the systems up and operating.
Absolutely.
It'll be
Yeah, and I
sweet.
think more importantly than getting them on the phone, I think there's a cool little brewery down in that Atlantic Canada area that we've been to a couple times. We might have to do an on-site there. I mean, it is the happy hour podcast, right? So,
I think what we need to do is maybe start sporting some of our t-shirts that we've been picking up along the way. Bangor, Maine
oh,
last
that's a
summer.
good idea.
I think we picked up a couple shirts
Yeah,
there. And maybe,
all of our
yeah, maybe,
brewery visits. Are you telling
yeah,
me I get to keep buying brewery T-shirts? Is that what you're telling me?
maybe when the Minneapolis and Ontario connection collide again in person, we can do this at some breweries and start picking up some swag and
Hey, we're gonna
start
we're
doing
gonna
some
get you down. We're
advertising.
gonna get you down here once the weather gets nice, and we'll go to all the Minneapolis breweries because there's some cool ones around the Twin Cities.
Yeah, I'd like to invite you up here, but until you guys give us back our hockey gold medal, I don't think you're welcome up in
Yeah,
this neck of the woods. So, on
it's
both
hard to be
sides, men and
it's hard to
women's,
be
right?
it's hard
Like,
to be second best, eh?
oh man,
I
it's
was
different.
I was on a call recently talking to some Canadians, and I was kind of trying to feel and sympathy because Minnesota's a lot like Canada, but apparently we have more good hockey players in just the state of Minnesota than Canada has in the whole country. So I don't know what that's about.
I like the way you say, you're getting there,
Don't you know?
don't you know? Well, buddy, I think I've had enough for today. Got to get dealing with some children here and get some dinners made and such. And it's always a pleasure getting on here doing this thing with
Yeah,
you. And
fun to
we'll
just
connect next week.
bounce some ideas around.
Yeah. And I'll give an update on how the mining conference went, and yeah, see what the word is on the street around how mining organizations are analyzing, collecting, absorbing, and utilizing the data.
Yeah, we'll try to get some teasers out too. I've been working on a little clip about docs too, so we'll try to get some some little fun teaser information out about docs and kind of the bigger conversation we're going to have next week too. So look for those early next week.
Right on, buddy. Appreciate it.
All right. Cheers.
Okay. Cheers.